Weekend nights and movie marathon. That's what we call an ideal medley, which ones need to chill out after a really long dynamic week. That was exactly what John Wayne needed after doing up team assignments the whole week, and of course, that one annoying person. Vine was cloaked in a blanket, engrossed in the horror movie playing on the screen. Her brother cum roommate was out with his friends. Well, Vine don't have friends because she likes her own personal space and she don't even want to think about other human invading in except her brother and that one annoying person. The movie was terrific. Vine was low scared, and the thought of her being alone in the house was only adding up to her fear. The most horrific scene of the movie was playing, where the ghost was staring at the heroine from the window, and then there was a knock on the door. The heroine was moving really slowly to open the door. Vine was warning her not to go and praying for her life. Vine closed her eyes tightly when the heroine opened the door. Silence. She opened her one eye and peeked at the screen to see no one was at the door. She opened her eyes fully and sighed in relief. But she gasped when she saw the ghost just behind the heroine. Before she peed her pants, she turned off the screen. She exhaled deeply. That was terrific. Why did I even decide to watch it? She wiped the sweat formed on her forehead. Her mouth was dry. I need water. She unwrapped the blanket from her frame and got on her feet. Wearing her slippers, she made her way towards the kitchen. Her feet halted midway, hearing the knock on the front door. Goosebumps erupted on her body. Her breathing stopped and her heartbeat accelerated. Sweat formed on her forehead. She gulped loudly. Her brother Jungkook has spare keys, so he wasn't the one on the door. She was sure. Any other decent human will ring the doorbell. Then who the hell was knocking at the door? That too at late midnight. Maybe the ghost. Her eyes widened at realization. Did the ghost come out of the screen? She murmured to herself. She was shaking in fear. Though she was stopping the heroine from opening the door, she herself did the opposite. She went to open the door not before grabbing a vase. The knock was getting louder as she stepped closer to the door. She took a deep breath before grabbing the doorknob, her hold tightening on the vase. The knocking stopped instantly. She made a crying face. Come on, Vine. You can do it. If I die today, at least I will get to know how actual ghosts look like. She swung open the door and charged with the vase, but the vase only hit the air. There was no one. Now she was sure that the movie was actually happening in reality and she was the heroine. That means the ghost was behind her. She closed the door without turning back. I am sorry. I'm so sorry, my highness. I didn't know you will come out. I didn't mean to watch the movie. Please don't eat me. If you want, you can eat my brother. He's double my size. He's basically Hulk. He can quench your thirst, but please spare me. She joined her hands, pleading to no one. She slowly turned around to see the ghost, but there was no one. Again, Wayne exhaled tiredly. I think I am going mad. The idea of watching horror movies was bad. I should have tagged along with that Hulk. I definitely need some water in my system. She again started walking, but stopped as she saw a silhouette near the window on the adjacent wall of the living room. A loud shriek escaped through her lips and she threw the vase in its direction as a reflex. Ghost, ghost, somebody save me, I'm going to die. Ghost, help. She started jumping there, screaming like a crazy person. She heard a groan, a humanly painful groan. Wait, ghosts don't groan in pain, they don't feel pain, and the voice was very familiar. She stopped jumping and switched on the lights, which she turned off before starting the movie to have the actual feel. What the hell do you think you are doing in my house? She shouted as soon as she took in the person in front of her. That one annoying person, her one and only enemy, Park Jimin, who doesn't leave a chance to get on her nerves, was here in her house, holding his arm, groaning in pain. He rubbed his arm for a few seconds before looking at her. He grinned sheepishly. Hi. He waved his right hand. One ground her teeth in annoyance. What are you doing here, Park Jimin? She stressed on her words, indirectly telling him that she wasn't in the mood of taking it, especially not at this hour when she was tired as hell, both physically and mentally. He giggled in response and stepped towards her, stumbling on his steps. His nose and cheeks were flushed red, with the never ending crazy grin on his face. Are you drunk? No, I'm not. And he collided with the table, indirectly landed on the floor over his butt. Of course you are not, she stated sarcastically, rolling her eyes. He giggled and hiccuped. Maybe a little bit. He tried to get up but fell back every time. He pouted and looked at Wyan. What? Help me. This cruel floor is not letting me get up. Wyan flared her nostrils in anger, but nonetheless moved to help him. She made a face that as she entered into his space. You reeked of alcohol. How much did you drink? She asked as she helped him getting up and carried him towards the couch. He leaned his weight on her, trying to count on his finger. She threw him on the couch. Damn, you're heavy. He was still counting on his fingers. 15. I counted till 15 shots. After that, I don't remember. He gave his infamous eye smile. I am not surprised. Wait, how did you come inside? From that small door over there? He pointed behind him. That's a window. Oh, that's why it doesn't have a passcode. Funny, right? There's nothing fun in this. We have a door to come and go. But nobody opened the door. I was knocking. He pouted. So you are that creep. Vine said under her breath. Anyways, what are you doing here? Jungkook was with you, right? He nodded like a child. I came here to see you. Her lips curved in a smile. No matter how annoying he was cute and adorable, just like a baby. Vine sat beside him. And why is that? In an instant, his face turned sad and gloomy. To make you pregnant. Okay. She took her statement back. He is annoying, the most annoying human after her brother because he holds the number one position to being a headache to her. I so want to strangle you to death. What the are you saying? He looked at her pouting. His chin quivered. Vine closed her eyes to calm herself. Calm down, Vine, he's drunk. He'll blabber nonsense. She said to herself in her mind and looked at him with a more calm expression. Will you please elaborate? He nodded continuously like he was waiting for her to ask him. I like you. No, I love you for a long time now. I befriended your brother because I wanted to be close to you. But he's a good friend though. When I told him I have feelings for you, he supported me. I wanted to confess to you but and make you my girlfriend, but that ghost came out of nowhere and asked you out on a date. Vine was shocked but unknowingly happy about this. His name is Josh. He gave her a pointed look. He is ghost and don't interrupt me. She chuckled and nodded. Jungkook just gave me this idea to put a baby inside you. You will be the mom and I'll be the dad. You or baby and I, a perfect family. You will be mine forever and that ghost is out of her life. Simple. She burst out laughing. He looked at her with his glossy eyes like he'll cry any moment. She wanted to pull his cheeks. When she didn't stop laughing, tears started falling from his eyes. One instantly stopped and held his face in her hands. Hey, hey, don't cry. I didn't mean to laugh, but I. You are laughing at me. Is my feelings a joke to you? Now she felt guilty. He was drunk, but he was opening up his feelings. I'm so sorry. That was very insensitive of me. I shouldn't have laughed, but you were very adorable and your future planning, I couldn't control myself. I'm really sorry for laughing. I wasn't making fun of your feelings. She wiped his tears with her thumb and he smiled widely. Is he on his periods? Crying 1 second and smiling the other, bipolar, she thought. He threw his arms around her, hugging her, and hid his face in the crook of her neck, humming softly. Wine froze on a spot. You are warm and soft. He squeezed her in his arms. Her neck hair rose up, feeling his full lips against her neck. She felt tingling in her stomach. She felt something she never ever felt before, not in a bad way, but in a very beautiful way. I badly wanted to throw you out of my house. He backed off and looked at her with his puppy face. But you are a you're drunk, so I'm letting you stay. He smiled widely. I want water. Oh, yeah, water. Let me bring it. Stay here and don't move. He nodded obediently, and Wine went away, ruffling his fluffy hair before she could control herself. Wine poured herself a glass of water and gulped in one go. I badly needed it. After quenching her thirst, she made lime water for Jimin. A smile broke out on her lips at his thought. She couldn't deny that she loved his drunk version, and the confession she never knew that only some words could warm her head to this extent. One came with a glass of lime water, but he wasn't there anymore. She groaned. He can never even once stop being so annoying. Jimin! She stomped upstairs searching for him. There were 5 rooms. 2 belonged to the Jones siblings, 2 guest rooms, and last one was Jungkook's PlayStation. After searching for some time, she found him in her room. He was sprawled on her bed, only in his briefs. His rest of the clothes were scattered across the room. The room was a mess. Wine cursed under her breath and turned around. Why are you naked? It is hot. You could have turned on the AC. You don't need to remove your clothes. But I feel good this way. And look at me when you are talking to me. No, I will not. I am not completely naked. I am wearing my boxers. Wear your clothes right now. There was no other word from him. Wine heard some shuffling sound and then she heard Baby Shark song. She frowned in confusion and turned around. The scene in front of her made her burst into fits of laughter. Baby Shark was playing on the screen and he was dancing on it wearing nothing but his pink boxes. He was following every step and every beat. Wine placed the glass on the nightstand and hurriedly searched for her phone. She found her phone. Opening the camera, she started recording his video, laughing her heart out. The song ended and he stopped dancing. Wyan saved the video and held her jaw, which was aching due to laughing so much. She grabbed the glass and forwarded it to him, who was again at his previous position. Wyan snorted. Here, have this. You must be tired after dancing. He sat up and looked at her suspiciously. Did you poison it? Do you want to kill me? Are you on your periods? He blinked his eyes at her innocently. Am I going to die? His lower lip trembled. Wine groaned like not again. She sat beside him. No, you're not going to die, and I didn't poison it. You want water, right? So I bring it for you. Really? You bring it for me. You're the best girlfriend. He pecked her cheek and gulped the lime water, taking it from her. Wine was stunned. Girlfriend? Kiss? She blinked her eyes and touched the area with her fingers where he had just kissed. Blood rushed down her cheeks, giving away a pink tint. She bit her lower lip to control her smile. He was the person she avoided the most, but she couldn't deny the little crush she had on this baby disguised in a manly body. Her chain of thoughts broke with a tug on her sleeve. She looked at the source of disturbance, already looking at her with a pout. I want to sleep. I wonder why didn't you pass out by the amount of alcohol you consumed? He giggled. I didn't make a joke for you to show your teeth. Anyways, come let me take you to the guest room. No, I'll sleep here. He wasted no time in lying down on the bed. Fine, you sleep here. I'm going to other room. She was about to get up, but he was fast enough to pull her, which ended up her lying down beside him. What the? Please don't go. I want to cuddle. But she tried to protest, but his pleading eyes and puppy face made her sigh in defeat. Fine. He giggled and instantly wrapped his arms around her waist, lying on his stomach. His face was very close to her. One push and they'll end up kissing each other. They stared at each other, his eyes showing the emotions that he confessed and her eyes mirroring the same. She brought her hand on his cheek and kissed it. You know, you're so cute and adorable. I want to bite these chubby cheeks of yours. He giggled cutely. Are you saying I love you in a different way? Maybe. Please don't go on a date with that ghost. I rejected his proposal. I'm not going anywhere with anyone, and his name is Josh. Don't take his name, he stated angrily. Cute angrily. In fact, you won't take any other man's name from your mouth. Oh, so whose name should I take? Jimin. That's what this lusky slip will speak. Okay, so Jimin. Since how long were you liking me? 3 years. Oh really? Then why didn't you confess and why were you so adamant on getting on my nerves every single day? At first, it was to get your attention. Then I liked this bond with you. Every time you got angry, your nose red, and the way you flared your nostrils, it was heartwarming. I purposely did everything to get this reaction from you. Do you know that your dogs are doing something to me? He hummed and snuggled his face in her neck. I love you too, Jamin. She waited for his reaction, but he was silent. She could feel his warm, even breath on her neck, pointed that he was asleep. Wine kissed his hair, drifting into her own dreamland. Wine woke up feeling weight on her body. She whined and opened her eyes, blinking twice to remove the blurriness. She looked beside her to saw the big baby was halfway lying on her. His head was on her shoulder, arms wrapped around her, and legs were tangled up with hers. His calm composure and the pout on his lips with his messy morning hair made him look more enchanting. Why smiled as last night's events reflected in her mind. Her heart bloomed with happiness. She brushed his hair back from his forehead to take a good look on his face. She remembered him mentioning about their perfect family. She couldn't help but imagine a cute little baby having the same facial features as him, their baby. She bit her lower lip to control herself from laughing at her own stupid thoughts. She kissed his forehead before getting off the bed, carefully not wanting to disturb his peaceful sleep in any way. She startled seeing her brother lounge over the couch looking at the ceiling without blinking. You dead? No, he replied in a monotonous voice. What are you doing here? This is my house too, if any case you forgot. His eyes never moving from the ceiling. Why do you look like a one-sided lover who just got to know that the girl was already married and had 3 kids and eventually planning for another one? He scowled and looked at her. There's this thing called hangover which you have when you drink more than necessary. She nodded, but something clinked in her mind. She twisted her hand and clenched her jaw. You bloody jungle book! He flinched and sat up alarmed. What? What did I do? She charged towards him and he ran away to save himself. I'll kill you today, she gritted out, chasing him. But what did I do? He ran to save his life. They rounded the couch. Of course, Jungkook was too fast to get caught. They stopped across the couch, catching their breath. You told Jimin to impregnate me? His eyes widened as realization hit him. I'm sorry. You're sorry. She again ran behind him and he ran away from her. I was drunk, woman. I didn't know what I was saying. I was trying to suggest him some idea. What kind of a brother are you, bloody Hulk? He loves you and he's a good guy. So you gave him the idea of get me pregnant? Jungkook knew there is no escape. So he quickly kneeled down and joined his hand in front of her. I am sorry. I was drunk that time. Please don't kill me. One was about to say something when their attention went to the third person who was descending the stairs, rubbing his eyes, only in his pink boxers. One's eyes widened while Jungkook's jaw dropped. Jimin came down and got confused looking at the two siblings' position. Jungkook stood up and looked between Wine and Jimin and then at Jimin's appearance. He crossed his two index fingers between them. Did you guys do something hanky panky last night? Wine smacked his butt, making him wince and rubbed the area of it. Wine showed him her big eyes. Shut up and stop using your small brain. And you don't use it when needed. And you, she pointed at Jimin, go and wear some clothes. We have kids living here, she said, eyeing Jungkook. He scoffed. Excuse me, did you just call me a kid? I'm an adult. I can drink, okay? And besides, I'm only 1 year younger than you. You can't just call me a kid. Come on, give me a break. Jimin was already going to change his clothes, leaving the siblings bickering with each other. A year and 10 months. That's almost 2 years. Still, you can't just call me a kid. And you can't talk back to me as I am your elder sister. He puffed his cheeks and crossed his arm over his chest. Wine was preparing breakfast. Jungkook was sulking in the living room. She flinched when she felt two arms wrapped around her waist. She looked over her shoulder to find Jimin smiling at her. He rested his chin on her shoulder. Aren't you getting too comfortable with me? Shouldn't I get comfortable with my own girlfriend? You never asked me to be a girlfriend, but you didn't deny when I called you one last night. You remember everything? He hummed, nudging his nose in her neck. Wine closed her eyes, enjoying the sensation on her body. He flipped her body so that she was facing him. I love you, girlfriend. He waited patiently for her to say those words to him. I love myself too, boyfriend. The cheating, he whined, making her laugh. You need to work hard to earn that. It is not that it is easy. Fine. He kissed her cheek. They got startled hearing Jungkook's voice, who was sitting on the stool near the kitchen island looking at them keenly. If you guys are done with your kitchen romance, can I get something to eat? Jimin left Wine to stand beside her. Weren't you with Taeyong? He didn't give you breakfast. He kinda kicked me out. Jimin raised his eyebrows in question. We were drunk, wasted. That's what we call that. Whatever. So we went to his house and I passed out on his couch. In morning, I puked and Yuntan was sitting beside the couch. What do you exactly want to say? I puked on Yuntan who was sitting there beside the couch. Wine and Jimin snapped their head at his direction. They looked at him like he has grown two heads. Don't give me that look. I didn't know, okay? And what did they do? Nothing. He came back with a broom. Maybe he wanted to clean the mess. The look on his face told me that it was better to go from there. Wine and Jimin burst into laughter. So you mean you escaped from there? He indeed wanted to clean the mess. Oh, poor Yontan. They said, laughing their heart out while Jungkook sulked more. Stop it, guys. I already had a bad morning. Anyways, time for some serious talk. So, Jimin bro, as you are willing to date my sister, it's come with two conditions. What conditions? First, dating my sister means you adopted me. I came free along with the package. You have to buy me food every day. Second, I'll be third wheeling your every date until you help me settling with a girl. I heard that you had a crush on that new girl in your class. I'll make sure you don't get any chance with her. Wine gave him a tight-lipped smile. Okay, fine. I'll not third wheel your old dates. I can only give this much discount. Wine gave him a look before resuming her work. So, you guys are finally a thing. Are you slow? So you are. It is better than that dog. His name is Josh. He is a dog. They both sat together. Dogs are cute though. She shrugged. Jimin glared at Jungkook who showed his teeth. He's an I agree. Anything that helps you sleep at night. She stated in a voice like no more nonsense. She served the breakfast in three plates before settling them on the counter. Jungkook's eye lit up seeing his favorite pancakes. He wasted no time in digging in. They finished eating the breakfast. Jungkook burped loudly. Don't you have some table manners, Hulk? You can't just serve me my favorite food 1 second and complain about my table manner the next. That's so mean. Wine rolled her eyes. As you are full, now go and wash the dishes. Why me? Because I made breakfast. Then he can do that. Why me? Jimmy smirked at Jungkook, which wiped off with her next statement. He will clean the mess he created in my room last night. She eyed Jimin, who was quick to nod and dashed out from there. Now, There's the wash basin. Fine. He went towards the basin but groaned, seeing it full of dirty dishes. Cruel woman. You said something? I was saying that I should clean the stove also. It's little dirty. Okay, go ahead, but wash the dishes first. I will, he gritted out while wine went from there waving at him. Today, Jing spied that Yontan. I'll take my revenge for sure. I'll make him eat human biscuit instead of a dog one. I'll jinx his day also. Stop running your mouth and better work with your hands and wash the dishes. She shouted from the living room. He wore the apron and started washing the dishes. Now she doesn't remember I'm just a kid. I'll get her arrested for child labor. Hypocrite women.